Good morning, my friends. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning out there in Cathedral Land. Good morning to my friends throughout the world. Charles and Glynis and Roxy and Fred and Caitlin in South Africa and Austin and all our good friends at St. Paul's Within the Walls in Rome and this Joel Nafuma Refugee Center, to my friends throughout life, to my mom. Hello. It is Friday, and I'm changing things up just a little bit today, if you don't mind, a little personal on the personal side of things. I'm in my office where I spend a fair amount of time. And if you don't mind me being just a little personal, I want to just quickly give you a little tour and show you some things that are important. And the things that are important to me in here are things that reflect people. And I want to show you this. This is my ordination certificate to the diaconate. Mark Dyer laid hands upon me on the 8th of June, 1991. That was 29 years ago. And I'm so mindful of the folk who called and nurtured and empowered and educated and strengthened, from my home parish to diocesan leaders, Gwendolyn Jane, Romeril, I love you, Rick Cluett, Bob Schenkel, and in my home parish, Rob Gildersleeve, my rector at the time, and a wonderful group of people who supported me, Judy Smith. This is my ordination certificate to the priesthood on the 2nd of February, 1992, the Feast of the Presentation, and/or Groundhog Day, you decide. And this is a wonderful gift to me, hanging below it, of my home parish, a pencil sketch. But on the back of that are the names of my discernment committee, if you can believe that. These are the people called by the parish to help me discern my call to the priesthood. Rob Gildersleeve, Betty Benscoter, Violet Thomas, who lives in heaven, Charles McGee, who lives in heaven, Charles Luckenbach, who lives in heaven, John Herbster, Cheryl Hendricks, who also happens to be related, Peter Bacalico, who lives in heaven, and Hilda Bernhauser, who lives in heaven. Lovely, wonderful to be surrounded by saints. I want to show you this beautiful wood carving by Bill Yale, who I miss. I miss you, Bill Yale, my head verger. I miss you. And this beautiful painting of the Cliffs of Wales that my daughter did for me a couple of years ago. And this wonderful needlepoint that Jean Montgomery, who I love and adore and lives in heaven, that she did in 1977, but gifted me with. How wonderful. But I want to show you two more things so that the tour doesn't go forever. All right, maybe three. Here's the stop right here. This is a copy of an original hand-stenciled Lord's Prayer done by an Anglican priest who was an ancestor of Jesse LaWatch. And Jesse and Frank had this copied, framed, and here it hangs. And it is really quite fantastic. I just want to show you two more things with important stories, I think. So here is pictures of my parish when I served it at St. Anne's in Middletown, Delaware. And this is a picture of different segments of work with young people, a pilgrimage that we took with those young people to England. And there they are, if I get closer. And the mentors, Charlie and Kate and Valerie, and this wonderful group of young people. But that center picture right there, me with a young woman named Carrie, who came to Middletown. And Carrie, we love you, Carrie. Carrie and her husband had a baby not all that long ago. They live in Delaware, and they both are veterans, both serving, actually. So thank you for that. But Carrie came as a teenager, and she wanted to be baptized. And so she went on pilgrimage with us, and we thought, let's baptize her at Canterbury Cathedral. How many people get to say that? And so her parents agreed, and Carrie agreed, and in the Holy Innocents Chapel, which is one of the oldest sections of Canterbury Cathedral, underneath that beautiful edifice, we baptized Carrie. And as we did in that very ancient baptismal font, she was surrounded by this wonderful group of young people who are now adults out there living life. And as we poured the water on Carrie, baptizing her in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, her friends came closer and closer and closer, tangibly feeling the spirit of the communion of faith. It was one of the most amazing, amazing experiences I've had as a priest, and I'm so grateful to Carrie for that opportunity. This is a wonderful picture of the window at the chapel at Columcille, just up in Bangor. That was gifted to me by Karin Boakson. Thank you, Karin, and the good people who were supporting me during my sabbatical time. And finally, I just want to show you this. The city holds a self-portrait exhibition, and they asked different folk around the city to do a self-portrait, and I am no artist. And this is the best I could come up with. This is a picture of me. The glass that surrounds it, the frame, is made of sea glass that I picked up on the beach at Positano in Italy, traveling with my family during my sabbatical time. And this tanka, which is a short Japanese framed poetry that I wrote for my children. And the story behind this is that on my sabbatical, I came to terms with how much I worried about my children as they were growing at that point. I worried about them. Oh, I so worried about them. I just came to terms in my prayer time that my children were going to be fine. My children were going to be fine, and that love was limitless and boundless, and transcends all of the limitations of physicality, but spiritually it just goes on forever and ever. So I wrote this tanka for them, and it goes like this: live life without fear of failures or loss of love. Live life without doubt that my love is forever. Trust it, pass it on and on. So I think that ends my tour. Thanks for letting me show you personal things. The spirituality of that tanka is that, just as promised in the scriptures, love endures, love is eternal. And I think maybe that's the truth that we all pray for to live in, right? All right, my friends, that's enough of this tour. I hope you enjoyed it. When this era of COVID-ness is over, you can come to my office if you've never been and visit me, and I'll show you other things. Blessings and peace, my friends. Blessings and peace on your day, Bill Yale. I miss you. Blessings.